This is FERRA's third video, and we are starting with riding in the session, although we didn't actually even get to mounting her, as she seemed to have a bit of a negative opinion about someone getting on her back. As I mentioned in the previous video, she has just been lightly backed. Yeah, and I'm not sure why she has the reaction she has. It could just be that whoever backed her wasn't perhaps slow enough, didn't give her enough time, maybe didn't acknowledge the smaller things that are presenting themselves here. And I think FERRA decided that this whole riding thing is maybe not such a good idea. So as you can see, I stand on the block, and as soon as I do that, she pins her ears, she walks forward, she turns around abruptly, and she swishes her tail. So those are all signs that she's not quite comfortable with me proceeding. So all I'm doing is standing on the block and getting off and repeating that until she can be okay with me just doing that. I want to bring your attention here to her face, and you can just see the nostrils, the ears, the tightness around her mouth, and she's just not very happy at all about this whole situation.
Sorry, what's that? Was it the owner?
Okay, there we go. So there she quite abruptly moved her head when I got up on the mountain block.
But I mean, because I found this uncomfortable part in her,
you want to get through that.
I want to get through that because that's in there.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's almost like I want to.
So it's also important to remember that sometimes she looks like she's, like that time, she looks like she learned something and she's happy about the whole experience, but then the next time she'll be unhappy again. So it's important to remember that horses don't learn in a straight line, and often they will improve only to almost feel like they haven't improved at all the next time you do something. So it's important just to push through that, because eventually they do improve. And you know, as long as you're consistent, they become very consistent in their improvement.
The last time she had quite a big release with that shape.
We didn't get this on film, but she had quite a big release before this one. You can see she's quite relaxed here. And often after a big release, she had a big shake and a big blow out her nose, big breathe, big intake of breath. And often then you will see quite a nice improvement after that.
Yeah.
Not to say that they won't again get worse before they get better, but I think we did make some nice progress there. And the slower is the faster way here. If you take the time to really iron out all the little kinks, it really is so beneficial, and later on you don't have to go back and fix the little holes. So yeah, even though it looks pretty boring and like nothing much is happening, it's really worth putting the time and effort in here to get your horse really comfortable with the whole process of being on their back.
Suppress it.
So she is continuing to make progress here. Definitely looks a little bit happy about what I'm doing. The reaction is not as severe as it was. She's kind of slowed down a bit and not as reactive. So, but still definitely not 100%. So definitely worth still putting a lot more time and effort in. You can also see throughout this process that I haven't forced her to stand still. I think it's very important that you allow the horse to express themselves while doing this exercise, and if they want to move backwards or forwards even, that you don't block that, because they're probably then going to feel more claustrophobic and they are going to be more stressed. So if you allow them as much freedom of movement as possible, that is very helpful. And probably looking now for a good place to stop. I'm waiting for a good one, which that was not it. And when she gives me another good one, we're going to end it for the day.
Which there is none.
So later on in the day, I actually decided to play with her a little bit outside and see how she was feeling about me walking up to her. She just had a nice big release there, and she was a lot calmer. Probably also in her environment that she shares with her friend, she was feeling even more safe. So yeah, it was nice to see such a big difference in her. And in the next video, we will continue doing it in the indoor arena again and hopefully do a bit of riding.